Do you have an inner bear or always wanted to play Guardian Druid but find it a little bit too hard or maybe too many spells? Because you know a Druid can have a lot of spells in the action bar. Well, I'm here to fix that for you. So if you use the single button assistant with Guardian Druid, you can have a lot of fun and look at how many spells I have in the bottom. It's perfect. Basically, in this video, I'm going to go through the stats you should be using, the talents, rotation, and a little bit of gameplay together with the one button slash single button assistant. So if you always wanted to play a tank, but having a little bit of an easier time, and you can actually focus more on around you and tactics and mechanics, then this is for you. All right, let's talk about stats very fast. So first of all, I would highly recommend to always go with the highest agility. When I say that, I mean the highest eye level slash upgrade level. As you can see in this item here, which is, let me just get it there. You can see it's currently a mythic item, a myth 6 out of 6. I would only replace this item ever with another mythic item. I would never go down in upgrade level, if you know what I mean. You have adventure, heroic, champion, mythic items, and so on. Whenever I get an item that is a higher upgrade level, I would always go with the highest one because it has so much more agility and stamina, which is just so important for you. So, of course, always go with the highest upgrade level. You know, really make sure you get that high agility. That's the best. When you then get the same upgrade level as the one you already have, that is where you want to go and look at the secondary stats. So, for example, first of all, we have haste. Haste is insane for Guardian Druid. It does so much that I had to write it down here in a list. Basically, haste has many effects for Guardian Druid. Firstly, it increases the melee attack speed. It reduces the global cooldown. So, you know, we have a global cooldown, which is also reduced by the what is it called, by the single button assistant. When using the single button assistant, you'll get punished by 25% additional global cooldown, which haste can, you know, help reducing. So fast attack speed, lower global cooldown. It reduces the cooldown on mangle, trash, frenzied regeneration, which is insane. It also increases the tick rate on trash and moonfire. So when you actually have, you know, dots that is like going over time, it actually helps them like deal damage faster, and it also helps you getting more rage, which is really, really good. So that is just haste, is just omega. Then you have versatility. It flat out just increases your damage, flat out increases your healing. Well, it increases the healing you do, the damage you do, and also reduces the damage you take. Great, like it's a great stat. It just helps overall with everything. Then we have critical strike. Critical strike is of course great because it can make your heals and damage do double. So you know, double damage, double healing, which is great. But one of the reasons for why we really like it is because we have this passive here. You gain dodge equal to 100% of your critical strike from gear. So all the critical strike you get, you will also get additionally dodge, which is insane. So you'll be dodging so many hits from the bosses, which is really, really great. Then lastly, we have Mastery. So it's funny with Mastery, because you're now going to probably thinking, Mastery, is it really the worst? It is the one in the bottom we prioritize, but it's not bad. Like if I got an item with Haste and Mastery, I would personally be quite happy, because you know, Mastery increases your maximum health, also the damage you receive, and also it increases your attack power. So technically Mastery is actually quite nice because it gives you more HP, it gives you more healing, it gives you more damage. So all it's a nice one, but it just, on paper, it doesn't give you as much as the other ones can do. But still, it's a nice one. Like, if you really want to just be a tank with insane amount of HP, you know, go crazy. You know, go Mastery if you want to do that. But still, it is still, on paper, technically wise, it is the last one we would prioritize. But yeah, this is the stats. So, when it comes to talents, we have chosen to go with, well, when I say we, I mean me. I have chosen to go with Elune's Chosen. This is currently the meta hero tree that you want to go in dungeons, but I have also chosen to use it for my raids. I know many people prefer to use Druid of the Claw in raids, but with the single button system, with the massive self-healing we're getting from Elune Chosen, I have decided to go with this one here, both for dungeons, both for, you know, open world, both for raids. But don't worry, the raid build is still very valid. The only really difference between the raid build is that, you know, other people, they would pretty much just go with this one here, which I still prefer going with Elune Chosen. So let me explain you why this build here is, for example, so good at dungeons, but also can be really useful in raids. We have chosen Elune Chosen. What is this basically based on? So basically the main thing here is that we have this talent here called Elune's Favored. While in bear form, you are healed for 25% of all arcane damage. Okay, that's interesting. Now we're going to heal by all arcane damage. But what's up with that? Because we only have Moonfire. Why is that good? Well, let me try go through it. We of course have this one here called Twin Moonfire, where Moonfire deals 8% increased damage and also hitting another nearby enemy. That means that when you cast Moonfire in bear form, it will very fast dot up multiple targets. So imagine you're pulling a group of 4 mobs, and it only uses 2 times Moonfire, and it actually has now dotted the 4 mobs up. That means now you have 4 mobs basically taking damage from Moonfire all the time, which is great because now you keep like getting healing from them. It's kind of like Discipline Priest with putting Shadow Word Pain on mobs. It keeps healing you, which is insane. So now you just keep getting passive healing from your Moonfire. Great. What else? Well, you also have the spell called Lunar Beam, which has a 1-minute cooldown. It summons a beam of lunar light at your target location, dealing 2,400 arcane damage each second to your target and 3,000 up to 5 enemies within the beam. So basically, it just deals a lot of arcane damage to everyone. So of course, when this one happens, it will of course also do a lot of healing because of Elune's Favored. So super great. Lunar Beam also increases your mastery by 25 and heal you, only you, for 82,000 over 11 seconds. Great. I mean, what's not to like? Deals a lot of arcane damage. It's going to heal with this one as well. And then, of course, we also has one in this one here. While in bear form, you deal 15% increased arcane damage. You could, of course, also you could, for example, remove something like. Actually, I don't want to remove anything. So we're going to keep this one here with 15. It would be nice to get up to 30, but I'm not really sure we have something I would give up on. So you have this little arcane tree over here, which is great. You also have your direct damage melee abilities against our enemies affected by Moonfire, cause them to burn for an additionally 40% arcane damage, which means even more arcane damage. Great. So now you know all this here is actually healing you quite a lot. But now you're probably thinking, okay, but that's still not like that's still not a good reason. Like, what are you talking about? Well, this one here, Boundless Moonlight. Lunar Beam now causes you to leech life equal to 10% of your the damage dealt to enemies within the beam. So basically, whenever you use Lunar Beam every minute, you're gonna be leeching 10% of that damage all the time, which is great, insane. We also have this one here. Trash has a 50% chance to launch a Star Surge at victims at 120% effectiveness. So basically, every time you are spamming Trash, which is, the damage over time ability and damage AoE ability, it has a 50% chance to freaking shoot a Star Surge at them. Sadly, a Star Surge is astral damage, so those are not going to be healing us. But more to that, we also have not that one. That one here. Trash now deals arcane damage and its damage is increased by 12%. Insane. Now the spell here we have called Trash, which we keep using every 5 seconds. Now, well, it deals a lot of damage when you use it, and it deals a lot of damage over time, and it can stack to deal even more damage over time. But now it actually deals arcane damage. Look at that. It deals arcane damage, like, both from attacking and both from damage over time. So now you can keep getting healing automatically from this one here and from this one here. We just have so much passive healing going on because so much of arcane damage, which is insane. We also have this one here. Moonfire damage has a chance to call down a Fury of Elune to follow your target for 3 seconds, which is of course a lot of damage, but again, it's astral damage, so it's not gonna heal us. And then of course, one of the most important ones is this one here, Lunation. Your arcane abilities reduce the cooldown of Lunar Beam. So yes, Lunar Beam technically has a 1-minute cooldown, but every time you use an arcane ability, it reduces the cooldown of Lunar Beam. That means when you spam, what is it called? Moonfire, it basically reduces the cooldown by Lunar Beam all the time. I actually have to test because Trash is technically an arcane spell now, but I'm actually not sure if it actually reduces the cooldown. I'll have to test that. But basically, yeah, all arcane abilities now reduces the cooldown. So that means, of course, Lunar Beam is going to have a shorter cooldown than it says here. And then lastly, we have this one here. Lunar Beam now increases mastery by an additional 10 and deals 30% increased damage and lasts 3 seconds longer. So Overall, great build. It deals a lot of damage from arcane damage. It heals a lot from arcane damage. We also have this one here where every time you take direct damage, non-periodic damage, you get you have a chance to get a dream guide, which is a buff that will just stay on you for 30 seconds. And every time you get more damage, it has a chance to like stack up to 4 times, and it will keep refreshing all the dots, all the buffs on you. And then every time either you or one in your party becomes over 40, goes under 40% HP, it will automatically heal them with a regrowth. Like, you know, if someone like gets under 40% HP, it just casts regrowth on them. And if you get under 40% health, it casts regrowth on you. And it just keeps like casting regrowths to everyone. And since you're the tank, you take damage all the time, and you gotta keep getting these stacks here. So you just basically be casting random regrowth to everyone all the time, which is freaking amazing. This one here can technically be stronger because now it just increases your regrowth by 130% of healing. It will be yeah. So basically, it will be instant cast. It will heal for 130% more. And every time it stacks, the healing is actually also stacked. Like it will stack like 130, 260. You know, it keeps like going up, which is insane. The problem with this one here is that you need to, you know, stop tanking, click on someone, heal them. Then of course they're gonna get a big ass healing, but you need to like focus on other people now. You need to focus on everyone's HP and heal them. So technically you can do more healing with this one here, but this one here is just so much relaxing because you're just gonna be healing everyone now for free, and you don't even have to think about it, which is great. We also have this one here. When you actually use Frenzied Regeneration, it will automatically also cast. It will heal over additionally 1 second, but it will also cast a rejuvenation and a regrowth on you at 100% effectiveness. So automatically, you're gonna get a regrowth and also a rejuvenation, which is that healing all time spell, which is freaking great. So yeah, why not? Also, this one here, every time you use 300 rage, you spend, every time you have used 300 rage, you cause a burst of restoration energy, healing up to 5 allies within 20 yards for 16,000. So again, healing, healing, healing. You know, there is so much healing. Even this one here, Frenzied Restoration would heal you above 80% maximum health. It excess healing, it's instead converted into an Absorb Shield. You know, there's so much healing going on. Like it is just really great. One of the other ones I really like is this one here. Frenzied Restoration healing is increased by up to 80% based on your missing health, and it also gets an additional charge. So now we have 2 of the charges. Another one I really like is this one here. Brambles. Sharp brambles protect you, absorbing and reflecting up to 500 damage from each attack. That's okay, like that's fine. But the one I really like is the one below. While Baskin is active, the brambles also deals 300 nature damage to all nearby enemies. So when I like to pull like a big group of mobs, I always use Baskin because then it just keeps like AoE damaging to everyone around me. It really helps keeping aggro, like it's so great. On the left side, just very quickly, I know I've been talking a lot of time on talents. Basically, on the left side here, we have, for example, this one here, which is automatically going to heal you when a hit deals more than 12% of your maximum health. It will instantly heal you for 10%. It can happen like quite often. You also have this one here, when you fall below 40% health, it casts a Frenzied Restoration automatically on you, which is great. You know, this self-healing, so it will basically keep healing you, and it's going to heal you so much, the Frenzied Restoration, because it basically also casts a regrowth and a regeneration, which is great. Besides that, we also have this one here called Heart of the Wild, which I kind of like. You can use it in 2 things. You can either use it for damaging. If you go into cat form quickly, you can use it to really apply a really strong damage ability, and which both deals damage and also damage over time. But you can also use it in bear form, and then it will use Heart of the Wild. It's just very important when you use it, Heart of the Wild, it very quickly go back into bear form. If you want to play around with that, you can also remove this one here called Front of the Pack, which is basically increase your movement speed by 5%, and then take Persistence, because then when you leave bear form, you're basically going to keep all the stats from bear form the next 8 seconds, where it's decreasing a little bit. But this one is really fun because you can just leave bear form and be like, hey, I'm not in bear form anymore, but I still have the same HP and I still have the same armor, so you can't touch me. You know what I mean? So this one is also really fun, but like it's up to you which one you want to use. I just very quickly use it to go into bear form again. Of course, if a boss is about to hit me for something strong, I would never leave bear form, but you know, it's a great spell for like help the heal and heal everyone. But everything else than that, it's basically, yeah, this is just, you know, the thing. Also, we of course have a raid build. The raid build is not very differently. We just have a little bit of talent changes. For example, in the raid build, I have chosen this one here called Symbiotic Relationship. You could technically throw, if in a raid, you could put it on the Blood Death Knight, for example, and you both are going to heal each other insane amount. Talent-wise, we have removed some AoE abilities here, and we have taken some more single-target builds here, where Maul Mangle get one more charge, and Maul and Raze may consume up to 20% more rage, deal up to 100% more additional damage, and also instead of using Twin Moon, we're using Red Moon, which deals more single-target damage. So nothing really like big difference between that. So it's just like, one build has more single target damage, the raid build, and the dungeon build has more like multiple target, AoE damage. We also have the Apex talent down here at the bottom called Wild Guardian. This one here is quite interesting. After you cast Berserk or Incarnation Guardian of Berserk, you gain access to Wild Guardian. So basically, when you use Incarnation, it will give you this next ability here called Wild Guardian. And when you use that one, it will now give me, when I use the next 2 times Iron Fury or using Frenzied Restoration, it's going to be double. Basically, it's going to be double healing me with some other icons up here. But it's double healing me, double shielding me. It's quite great. Like it's really awesome. But it also has other things to it. So it casts, when you cast Iron Fury, Spirit of Wild comes to your aid, causing you next to cast of Iron Fury, Maul, actually also Maul, I forgot that one, and Frenzied Regeneration to be echoed by 150% effectiveness. So actually even more, like 150%, like it actually is going to do more. Also, Mastery is increased by 6, Maul always empowered and deals 40% additional nature damage over 12 seconds. Annoying that it's nature damage and not arcane. When you cast Wild Guardian, you gain 2 charges of Dream Guide. We know that. Wild Guardian echoes now causes 150% effectiveness and echoes 2 additional times over 8 seconds. So yeah, it's great. It's a little fun one. It just helps us, like, it's nice. It makes our cooldown even more worth. But yeah, that's the talents. The talent section took way too much time, but that's because I really like this build, and I really wanted to like you to understand why I think this build is fun. But yeah, let's move on to rotation. All right, let's talk about rotation. It's quite simple. The rotation is very simple, which is super nice. So technically, we down all the spells here. Let me just go quickly through what we have down here. We got the Single-Button Assistant, which is automatically using this rotation here. Lunar Beam, Mangle, Moonfire, Raze, Swipe, Trash. That means it both uses all your single-button all your single target abilities, but also your multiple target abilities. When you are far away from a mob, it will automatically only use Moonfire. So you can see every time I press Moonfire on a target, it automatically casts Moonfire on my target, but it also casts Moonfire on the targets that doesn't have Moonfire, which is fantastic. And it kind of refreshes them in the order of where they actually needed to be refreshed, which is also seems great. So if you see like a big group of mobs where you really want to like give them all Moonfire, sometimes it can be a benefit, just keep casting Moonfire. And kind of like wait till it has targeted all. You can of course also be more efficient and like press tab to like cast on some other mobs. But technically you could just click on one mob, keep casting Moonfire until they all have it, and that's because we have this talent here called Twin Moonfire that it will automatically also jump to another target, which is great. The moment you get close to it, it will never cast Moonfire again, because it will only cast Moonfire when it actually goes off. So when Moonfire is ready to go off, it will cast Moonfire. It will also cast Moonfire again when you have this one here, where there's a 5% chance to trigger a free automatic Moonfire on your target. And when this happens, your next Moonfire also deals 300% increased damage. Then it will use Moonfire. But now basically it doesn't care about the other mobs anymore when their Moonfire goes off. So, you might sometimes have to like, reapply, click on some other targets. Don't always just attack the same one to make sure that you actually keep Moonfire on the different targets. But now, if you just keep pressing 1, it will automatically follow its rotation, and you can see we're getting a lot of healing because all the arcane damage we keep doing is just like keep healing us, which is great. So that is your main rotation. Far away, you keep Moonfire. Get close, it will start, going through all your AoE abilities and your single target abilities and AoE abilities. Great. Then you have Iron Fury. Default, you can see right now with the best gear in the game, I have an armor of 2,900. If I use Iron Fury, I get 2,300, which is basically almost doubling my armor. Of course, if I use it again, it will give me even more. But I mean, that's just insane. Like, of course, you can do that whenever you see the boss is about to really hit you with a spell that is strong. But remember, this is only armor is only against physical damage reduction. So of course, if the boss is about to cast a spell on you, then of course you need to use this one here, Survival Instinct, which is reducing your damage by 60 from everything. But a thumb rule should always be, whenever you are in combat, always have one stack of Iron Fury on you all the time. Your healer is gonna thank you. So always just have one stack on, and then with the cooldown manager, you can see here, I can see when it's about to go off. Okay, quickly, one again, and now. The cool thing is that Iron Fury is not on the global cooldown, so even if you just used another spell, you can always use it. Like, it can always be used because it is not on the global cooldown, which is amazing. So you can always press it no matter what. You just use the spell. You can see all the spells are, like, you know, having a global cooldown on, but not Iron Fury. You can keep using it non-stop, which is amazing. Then we have the Frenzied Regeneration, which is your self-healing. It heals you for crazy amount of healing. It gives you regeneration, gives you regrowth, and you know, just like it's great. Like Absorbing Shield, because we have all these talents here, which we just went through, which is awesome. So it's a spell that really just heals you for so much, which is amazing. Then we have Regrowth. Regrowth is not really a spell we would ever really be using. I mean, we could technically actually move it like this, so we put it over there. But it's still like a great spell that, you know, if someone is really needing healing, you can help them, go back into bear form, and like that. The thing is with Regrowth is that if we had this talent here, Dream of Scenarios, which we just talked about, then it makes sense having it down here, because then you can keep, like, you know, casting it on people without going out of bear form. But with this one here, it automatically uses it. But still, I just like to have it around in case, you know, after combat, if I just want to quickly heal myself and go back into bear form again, you know. It's just like a great spell. Then we have on 5, we have Interrupt. So if if this target here was like casting a spell that I didn't want it, I could like interrupt it, and now it would interrupt the target, which is great. We also have Charge, which is just a normal charge spell, and immobilize them for 4 seconds. So Skull Bash is interrupt, Wild Charge is the normal charge spell. Then we have Taunt, in case, you know, the mob is actually like about to run away from you. You can use Taunt, boom, and now for the next 5 seconds, it's always going to attack you. It's like, if you, like, imagine you're pulling all these mobs here, and then one of them is deciding to go after the healer because if they have more threat, then you can use quickly Taunt on them, and now they're going to attack you instead, which is great. Then we have Baskin, one of my favorite abilities, and the reason for why I really love it is, of course, it reduces all damage take by 40, which is great, but that's not why. It also increases healing by 20, but that's not why. The reason why I really like it is because of this talent here. It keeps pulsing 300 damage to everyone around you. So if I'm about to pull a big group of mobs, it's really great to use it, because it will now keep damaging them all the time, which helps me taking, like, you know, holding aggro, because I will also cast other spells at the same time. But that one is just also gonna like help me like dealing damage all the time to all of them, which is great. And also, of course, it does all the, you know, the damage reduction and so on. But like, it's just like a great spell. Like, I really like it. Then, of course, we have Survival Instinct, reduces all damage by 60%. Great spell, has 2 charges. Then we have Incarnation Guardian of Berserk. This one here does a lot of things. Technically, we first have Berserk up here. Go Berserk for 15 seconds, reducing cooldown of Mangle, Trash, and Growl by 50%. Great. And the cooldown of Frenzied Regeneration by 100%. That basically means while you have Incarnation active, you have no cooldown on Frenzied Regeneration. You can just spam it as much as you want. Just keep spamming it, and it will heal you and heal you and heal you. And yes, it's going to cost 10 rage, but I mean, look at me, I have 90 right now, so I could just spam it 9 times. It is insane. And many Guardian Druids, they don't realize it. When you use Incarnation, you can just spam Frenzied Regeneration as much as you want for all the 30 seconds that you have it on, which is insane. Basically, you cannot die. You can, if you use it, like if the healer died and you use this one here, you can spam it and not die for 30 seconds, which is crazy. Beside of that, we also have this one here, which is now an improved bear form that grants a benefit of Berserk, causing Mangle to hit up to 3 additionally targets. And increase its maximum health by 30, and it lasts up to 30 seconds. So great. Then we have also this one here. Every 25 rage you spend reduces the cooldown of Incarnation Guardian of Urzik by 1 second. So that means, yes, it has a cooldown on 3 minutes, but not really in reality, because it keeps reducing a second every time you have used 25 rage, which is great. Then we have Heart of the Wild. You can use it for 2 things. You can either go into cat form quickly, use it to like make a really strong bleed on them, like a very strong attack and a bleed on them, which is, I mean, great. But you can also use it, if you use it in bear form, it will actually use it will use the healing called Wild Growth, which is going to heal everyone for like 65,000, which is great. Like if you see everyone is like losing a lot of HP, you can technically click it very quickly. It will heal everyone, and then it goes out of bear form, and you can very quickly go into bear form again. Don't do this if you're about to take a lot of damage from a boss or something like that, because, you know, when you go out of bear form, your HP is going to, you know, you're going to lose 40% of your stamina and 200% of your armor. So your armor is going to go drastically down. So yeah, don't do it like in a situation where you... If you really like to use this one here and also regrowth out of bear form, then switch this one here called Front of the Pack, which is just giving you 5% increased movement speed, and go with Persistence instead. Then you're going to keep the stats from bear form the next 8 seconds. So when you leave bear form, you're going to keep all the stats for like 3 to 4 seconds, and then it's going to like slowly decrease down to 0. But it's really great, because then you can use regrowth and you can use Wild of the Heart out of bear form, and you're still going to keep all the HP and all the armor from bear form, which is amazing. But it's up to you if you want to have 5% movement speed or having this little bonus here. Both of them is really fun to play with. Then we have Ursula Vortex. Basically, if you use it under the mobs and they now move to another position, they will like be dragged down. A lot of people like to use Ursula Vortex and then push them, because then basically the mobs are going to get pushed over here and dragged back. Like it's kind of like double interrupting them and messing with them, which is great. Then you also have Incapacitating Roar, which is like just stunning them all for 2 seconds. Not stunning, but like more like sapping them. So if someone attacks them, I think like it actually cancels it. But it's a great thing. Like if all of them were casting a spell, you can interrupt them all in one go, which is really fun. Then of course we have Dash, makes you run very fast as a cat. We also have Stampeding Roar, which makes everyone in your party run fast from bear form. We also have Soothe to dispelling all enrage effect on your target in case they have an enrage effect on them. We also have Remove Corruption, so in case someone in your party has a curse or poison, you can remove that as well, so basically to help your healer or yourself. We also have Entangling Roots if you want it, but you have to go out of bear form, which is annoying. We have Brawl to go into stealth. We got Combat Res in case someone is dying. And we have Mark of the Wild, which is very important you keep using, because it will give you 6% versatility. 3% to everyone else, but it will give you 6% because we have this one here, which is going to give you 100% more. So just always 6% more versatility is quite insane. So yeah, that's basically the rotation of the Guardian Druid. You know, again, always just like keep spamming one on your targets. Try like, you know, sometimes maybe switch the targets, make sure everyone has like, you know, the Moonfire on them, and always keep a stack on Iron Fear on you, very importantly. And whenever needing healing, use Frenzied Reiteration and it will heal you insane amount. Just, I think I forgot to mention that if you want the same talents as me, if you want the same the same UI as me, the same cooldown manager as me, then it's all on my Discord. Look at the description of the video, and there will be a link. There will be a room in the Discord called Guardian Druid, where you basically have everything in there you need. Just a very quick note, I know we have talked a very long time about this now, but in the raid build, we just have a little bit slightly difference with the cooldowns down here, because we don't use Typhoon, we don't use Incapacitating Roar, because you're not really going to use it in a raid. So we have just moved some of the spells up there, down here. And then I have also taken Symbiotic Relationship, so I can throw it at the other tank, for example, or a healer, and it will keep, like, another tank will probably be better, I guess. Because then it will keep, like, every time you do, like, healing, it will keep also... Well, yourself form a bond with your ally. Your self-healing also heals your bonded ally for 10% of the amount heal. Your healing to your bonded ally also heals you for 8% of the amount heal. So basically, it just keeps like healing you between you and him, so like, or her. But yeah, great spell. It's fun to use. All right, that was the what is it called, the rotation. Let me show you quickly a boss fight. So for example here, if I had these two mobs over there, that one over there, that one over there, what I would be doing is I would be casting a Moonfire on each of them. If the game works properly, when I cast a Moonfire on that one, it automatically should cast on that one, and on that one automatically because of Twin Moon. Sometimes it doesn't do it because of the mob is not in combat yet, but you can see here, it didn't do it, so I'll just do it twice. Over here, I will have to do it twice again. Then I'm going to use my bar skin, so I keep like damaging every one, and now I'm just going to keep like pressing one. Again, I'm also going to be using Iron Fury to keep like, you know, a stack on me all the time. So now just pressing one all the time, make sure that my Iron Fury is always on. So basically just pressing 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Iron Fury is about to go off, press 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And again, you know, then we just keep doing this as a like rotation. And again, every time I want to pull some more mobs, I just click them and press 1 because it will automatically switch to my Moonfire, which is great. So you can see here just like this. And it's great. I love that it automatically switches to Moonfire. And keep in mind, Moonfire is automatically healing you, which is great, but you know, because of the damage. Now I'm going to use bar skin again, just to, you know, to deal damage to everyone around me automatically. And also because it's going to like deal damage to everyone and reduce the damage. And then keep your Iron Fury up all the time. This is going to be the biggest struggle for you to keep always Iron Fury up, because you know Iron Fury is the most important spell for you to keep up all the time, but it's also very demanding. Now you can see everyone is losing HP, then I could quickly use Heart of the Wild, you know, basically to heal them all, but very quickly I need to go back into bear form again, or else you can risk end up dying. But yeah, and now everyone got healing from me, which is great. But basically that's it. Keep using one, keep using Basket on your pools, keep using Iron Fury so you always have a stack on, and keep using Frenzy Restoration whenever you need healing. Help the healer in case you are about to die. Alright, boss time. So press 1, you know, to get out that Moonfire. Press 1, keeping. Whenever you see you have your Lunar Beam spell here, stand inside it because you can see that's the purple area. It's going to heal and damage you. Keep up the stack of Iron Fury all the time. You know, this is like one of your highest priorities. With a boss fight starting, I would just use bar skin from the start because it's going to deal damage and reduce the damage taken. You could also save it for a bigger cooldown, but again, the bosses are not going to stay that long alive, so you could also just, you know, use Cyber Instinct for like bigger things. Don't of course stand in stuff, and always keep an Iron Fury active all the time. That is basically the main rotation. Keep pressing 1, keep Iron Fury going on. Use your bar skin whenever it's available, especially for helping you with pulls. If your entire party is about to die, you could help them. Like now, half the wild boom, go back into bear form. Look at that. I just helped healing everyone quite a lot. And then just going back to bear form. And, you know, keep up the stack of Iron Fury. Use Frenzy Restoration when you're about to die. And of course, you have your biggest cooldown Incarnation, which is going to do so much of things, which of course you could use. But I mean, this boss was quite easy, so I'm not going to be spinning on it that one. So that's pretty much it. That was my Guardian Druid with the Single-Button Assistant. I personally feel like it's a great build. Works really well. All the spells, all the synergy, like just the entire thing. It's fun, fast, easy. Everyone can pick it up. The only struggle is going to be keep using Iron Fury 7 second. But I'm sure you're gonna like, you know, whenever you play it, you're gonna learn slowly to keep pressing 2 every like 7 second. Which is going to be great. And of course, remember, you can use it multiple times to, like, you know, give it even more stacks. But yeah, that was basically it. That was the guide. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, all my guides for the different specs is on my Discord, so link in the description. There's already guides for 17 different specs, 17 different specs. And I think this is going to be my 5th video. We already have all the Paladin guides on the YouTube. And we have Mistviewer Monk, which is a healer spec with the single button, and now we have the Guardian Druid. And I'm gonna keep posting more. Soon I will also be doing a video about Restoration Druid, Balance Druid, and Feral Druid, and then I will go to the other classes as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. Remember, all my information is on the Discord, talents, UI, cooldown managers, and of course I also have all my other 70 guides over there you can go and read. So yeah, thanks for watching, have a great day, and a huge shout out to all my YouTube members. Thank you for supporting the channel. Feel free to become a YouTube member in case you want to subscribe to support the channel, or subscribe to the channel as well. But yeah, I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.